Hello, everyone, and welcome to KHM Today, your weekly resource for industry news and straight up fun. I am your host, Carolyn Orff, and I am very excited to bring you a very special bonus episode today of the show where we're going to show you or talk about the behind the scenes look of something that we've been working on for all of you this week. We have our very special Bootcamp 2.0 this week. So instead of doing a live episode, we have something very special to release. A lot of creation goes into the content and a lot of time and energy as we're thinking about our guests and our topics that we should be sharing with you each week. And I have an amazing team that I work with and get to spend time with every week that we talk about these things. This is what we do. Every Tuesday morning, we talk about the content that we're going to bring to you, every quarter, every year. So, we were hoping to have a little conversation today with one of our own as we talk about this special episode that we're going to be releasing today. Please welcome our own video lead content specialist. I hope I got that right, Ashley Newton. Hi.
Hi, Carolyn. I am so excited to be back on the show and get to share all of the fun that goes on that our viewers or listeners might not know about.
Well, let's just put it out there that you do a lot behind the camera,
Mhm.
but you have been one of our best sub-hosts when I'm not there. You have a very natural way about you, and, so I think that's sometimes hard to find when you've got someone who's so used to being behind the camera, who's equally as good being in front of the camera. So well done.
Oh, stop. You flatter me.
So we have spent some time, creating, what do you wanna call it? What is it?
Well, internally, we've been calling it the mockumentary, but I think it's better to call it like an office tour, but just way more fun than that.
So I showed up, I can't even remember what month it was at this point. I I think it was before Christmas, who knows, January maybe, and we started filming some components of this. And as we were talking about this, the filming was one thing, but the back end and everything that you did to prepare for a day of shooting was really incredible. Walk us through what that looks like because on the show, right, I kind of create my script and we have our content schedule so we know who's coming on and what we're talking about. But what you do on the back end for this particular production, and that's what it is, it's intense. There's a lot that goes on.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this was an entirely new undertaking for me and for our team. I mean, we don't usually do projects of this scale or even at this level. So, really, where the idea came from was from our listeners, from our viewers, from I like to call them the fans.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to get to know you a little bit more, see sort of, behind the curtain and, what we're all about at KHM. So I just thought that that was really cool. And some of our newer team members, our newest on our marketing team anyway, were like, hey, let's take it in this direction. And they had the creativity and the wherewithal to, pitch that idea. And I think that's something really cool about KHM is that everyone is encouraged and enabled to, have an idea and see it through. So step one was to get the idea.
Uh-huh.
And then step two is taking it into pre-production, which is my favorite part of creating any new video or any new project.
And I think it needs to be said that so you are the lead person that does our travel agent tips and
Mhm.
really anything that's video focused. And you just don't like you do show up with the camera, but you have thought about what you're going to do and how you're going to shoot it and what you need to capture way before you ever just pack the camera bag.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's what pre-production is all about. You could sort of liken it to a trip planning part of, that stage. It's thinking through all the logistics. So for a project like this, it was creating the script, creating a
Mhm.
call sheet so that you are using the most of your time, coming up with a storyboard, doing edits after edits and collaboration, and really just taking all those ideas and putting them into action.
One of the things that was really fun for me is, I'm not an actress. I've never done a play. I mean, maybe in 7th grade I did a play. Oh, no, I was the red hen, like, when I was in 2nd grade. I do remember that. And but this is not usually my skill set, and you guys are so funny and patient, with just trying to, like, get me to do what you want me to do. And it was really fun for me to kind of see it from your perspective and try and like, tap into this person that you guys were hoping I would be on camera. And it's a very funny look. I wouldn't say it's a serious or really a real look at any of us. It's just how can we that's what I think it is. I love being able to laugh at myself. And cuz I think that's important.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly took everybody out of their comfort zone for this project. You weren't the only one who we were like, "Hey, you're gonna act for the first time, and I hope that you feel comfortable with that." We're giving people lines, and we're like, "Oh, just wing it." And I mean, it was a ton of fun. But from your perspective, I'd like to know. I know that you were reading the script on the plane on your way to Ohio, and then you're in the moment. What was that like for you? I mean, taking it from seeing it on paper to actually like, okay, scene one, take one, let's go.
For me, it was really hard because the only thing I was trying to do was channel The Office because it had that vibe to it. So I was trying to think back to those that like the vibe that it has, the deadpan faces, of just like, really? Did they just say that? And just kind of channel some of that. Um, yeah, because the camera, as much as I do this stuff and we have our boot camp events and I am in front of people, I share this with everyone. It's not my comfort zone.
Hmm.
I have to go out of my comfort zone and really like be in the moment. But that's the thing that's also amazing is that when you have a team of people behind you that are coaching you, cheering you on, and just straight up laughing, you can make anything work. Even if it's outside your comfort zone, and that's what that day of filming was like for me. It just was hilarious and so different from anything I'd ever done before.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that in the end it was positive. And honestly, we love it so much. So like, and you did such a great job. And we are like sitting on the edges of our seats, just waiting to get that video out so that everybody can see it. And production is what you're talking about, the actual part where we're filming everything. Well, recording, nothing's on film
Yeah,
anymore. But those days are some of my favorites because it is organized chaos. It is hectic, but in the best possible way. And you have to, you have to roll with the punches. Even though we just talked about how earlier you have to get everything planned, you sort of
mhm,
have to be ready to adapt that plan because that
right.
is sometimes where the best ideas come from. And if you're shut off to that, then you're not going to reach possibly the full potential or, take it to the next level. So I think that we did a good job of that. But then you also need to remember in any business, time is money. So sticking to that production schedule is key. So trying to achieve that balance. I mean, it was a ton of fun and definitely a learning experience and a bonding experience for our
Yeah,
team too, because we
yeah.
were, all day running around and everybody's helping out. And it was really a special project.
I thought it was really cool to watch you in action when it was like, "Nope, we're gonna do it one more time. This is what you need to do. This is what you're gonna do over here." And just how you, between the clapboard and writing things so that when you went back to look at the footage, you weren't like, "Now what part is this?" Which is this is what I would do, right? This is what I do with all the videos that I have on my phone. Like, you have no idea where it was taken or what it's taken up because I have no frame of reference. So that was really interesting to watch you. It was very procedural for you.
Oh, yeah.
There was an absolute way that things needed to be done. And I can imagine when you were going through all of those hours of footage, that helped the process.
Oh, tremendously. And I think that when, because I did take the lead in the initial editing process because I was behind the camera. So all that footage, it's like, it's up here. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
as I'm recording, I'm already thinking, okay, well, this take is going to go really well and we'll have to cut on action here. So this is smooth. So, I mean, my brain's firing like a million miles an hour. And then you take all of that and you get to put it into the final product. So from
right.
step one to step two to step three, it's all connected. So, you develop your process with time. And that's what I'm excited to impart on our new team members and give them the opportunity to, get to the point where they can do a project like this all on their own.
How is this different from the other things that you create? I mean, obviously there are a lot more players.
Right.
But
Um,
how does I mean, it's clearly different from KHM Today just because we're kind of a stagnant camera. But when you do travel agent tips, is there the same level of methodology?
y- in a sense, yes. Like there's the golden stages of production, like I've been mentioning, and that never really changes. You have your pre-production, your production, and your post-production. But what's different about travel agent tips, and for those who might not know, that is what I consider like my my flagship series. It's on our YouTube channel. Check it out. But what that is about is really more getting to the meat of the content. So really, we sort of let Bill Coyle, the host of that show,
Mhm,
we let him run with it. He has so much years of expertise. So it's just more helping him craft that message, and it's more educational at its heart.
mhm.
We try to make it entertaining, but that is the heart of it. This was completely different. We're not trying to really, I mean, we're telling you what KHM does, but
Yeah.
through a lot of fun, through this comedic lens. And that's hard. Trying to be funny is hard. So
Mhm,
we sort of had to lean into the idea of, we're not professionals here, we're just trying to show who we really are, that authenticity core value. And it was completely different than anything else,
yeah.
not to mention the sheer length of it and the multiple locations and getting different departments involved and trying to coordinate all that and still being respectful of a workplace, because people were going throughout their entire workday and we're bustling through the halls. So yeah.
Yes, yes, and there are clients coming in, I mean, that's what I remember, clients coming in and we're
Oh
trying to
yeah.
shoot stuff. It was crazy, but I think the sentiment behind it, granted, no one when I walk in the building after being gone for a few months, no one hands me coffee, I can tell you that, but I do get a very warm, "Oh, you're back," or because a lot of times most people don't know I'm coming. So especially if there's an event going on, I'll be there on Monday, and I can probably guess that no one knows that I'm going to walk in the building. So I'll get that same like, "Oh, you're here," reception, which is always a really fun thing to get when you work remotely and you're not with the rest of the team every week. So, Ashley, it was so much fun. What else do you want to share with us
Oh
besides like and subscribe to our channel?
yes, of course. Well, I did mention that the travel agent tip series is something that's been really important to me to put out there. KHM Today, I think, is incredible, and you can find both of those on our YouTube channel. Sam is producing this for us right now, so I think of KHM Today as more like her brainchild, like that's her domain,
Baby, yeah,
But we all work so collaboratively as a
yeah.
team, and that was something really cool about this project, is we got to sort of find our footing and figure out how we can all work together and grow this team moving forward. So it was great internally, and I hope that external product people are going to just get to know the heart of who we are, because it's not
Mhm.
meant to be taken literally. You know, that's not a typical work day, and hopefully that'll shine through, and the comedic part will show. But I will say that where we have gone with our YouTube channel and what we're doing there, it is my pride, it is my joy, it is a labor of love, absolutely. And there's so much on there for travel agents. I mean, we've really designed it to be this well-rounded
Mhm.
resource. So we already mentioned the travel agent tips series, so I hope that you'll check that out. And Carolyn, you were on that.
I
um,
was on that, and that was a hilarious I had no idea. I'd watched it, but I didn't know what it was like to produce that, and I'll never forget Bill and I were doing Hawaii, and we sit down, and I just start having a conversation, and finally, "Cut. Do you guys think you could go along with the cue cards a little bit?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize that's what we were supposed to do." So, this whole process and how it works with putting content out there, socially and virally is so foreign to me. So, it's hilarious when you guys are like, "Oh, no, 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 dial it back," or, "Oh, nope, we need you to do this." So, it's been a really fun learning experience for me and so outside of my comfort zone. But I do think that the channel in general is yes, it's KHM Travel Group. But if you are travel advisors no matter where, there is so much on there for everyone. What I love about it is it just gives you a glimpse into the culture and the community that is KHM. And that's what I think really shines through. But for everyone out there, there is so much information to help you become a successful travel advisor.
Absolutely. And I like that, we always make a point as KHM, as part of our approach to business, is we don't want to always tell you what we're about. We
Yes.
want our network of agents to be able to tell you their truth and their experience being in this business. So we
Mhm.
have series of that as well. We have our travel agent spotlight series, which is great for anybody who maybe watches KHM Today and they're like, oh well, there's so much to being a travel agent. How do I do it? Or who can become a travel agent? That series is so great because they're just speaking to their own experience. And
Yeah.
then if you want to learn a little bit more about, okay, I'm in this, I know that this is for me, but how do I grow?
Mhm.
Then you can watch our travel agent journey series, and they give real tips, real things that have helped them grow their business. And then of course I have to mention the plethora of marketing content that is there for travel agents.
Right.
We continue to add to that, and we want your feedback. So drop those comments, let us know what you're looking for, because we're continually growing it. And I'll be honest, when I joined KHM almost 6 years ago, which is kind of crazy, I was like, travel agents? What? You sure? Like, I was like kind of nervous. I was like, should I take this job? And obviously now I'm educated and I know that travel agents are thriving and they are amazing and they are this, in my mind, underutilized resource for
Best
people.
decision of your life, right?
Oh yeah, I absolutely love here. And travel agents are honestly a good time. Like, that's what I tell people. I'm like, I've never had a bad time when I am at one of our events or in a group of travel agents. Like, they're fun. They are just a great group of
Yeah.
people to get to be around. And we're trying to spread that message by just diving more into general travel content, so that when people see our travel content, then they see our travel agent content and they think, oh, for my next trip, why wouldn't I
Right.
use an expert? Why
Yep.
wouldn't I develop that relationship?
And I think that's what it's all about. It's that relationship. And, we talk about it all the time on the show. We've talked about it in Travel Agent Tips. It's not always about the dollar, it's about that relationship. So, all right. So, when are we launching? We're launching May 3rd.
Yes, it'll be at our normal showtime. So this video that we're doing right now is actually going to go beforehand. So you guys are going to get a sneak peek about what you're going to see on our normal show day on Wednesday. And if you're listening to our podcast, you're not going to get to listen to the show, or the special bonus show. We called it the office visit. We're calling it the mockumentary. We're calling it all sorts of things. But I promise you, head over to our YouTube channel for that. If
Check
that's
it
the
out.
only thing you watch there, God bless you. But I want you to go over there and watch that, because it is, we worked really hard on it. And I think we're all really proud of what we put together.
And it's funny. And my gosh, sometimes you just need a laugh. So, feel free to laugh at all of us.
Yes,
We
please.
welcome it. Please
That's why
enjoy
we
it.
do it.
You guys, please join us on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We love seeing you. We love seeing your comments, and we're here for all of you. So make sure you tune in on next Wednesday for see our KH. What do we call it? The office visit, right?
Gem Travel Group. It's a
KHM
long
Travel Group, the
title.
office visit. Yes. So thank you, Ashley, so much for being here. You're always a superstar and for sharing a little bit of behind the scenes when it comes to filming these things. So thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. I could talk about it all day. So,
I feel the same way. I feel the absolute same way. It was a really fun experience.
oh, good. I'm so glad, because it's so important to maintain that positive energy on set. And again, that's just a core value at KHM, is that positive
Yeah.
attitude. And so hopefully positivity attracts positivity, and we're just going to have a great time, and so will our viewers.
Perfect. Thanks everyone. We hope you enjoy it.